Sunday, 21st of June 2020. Good afternoon from Europe. Good morning, good evening, guys, wherever you are. This is Piotr, the Light Forex Global YouTube channel. Pre-market check, calendar check, and pre-market charts check. So without a further delay, let's have a look what we have when it comes to the calendar and what might be the key market driver upcoming week. Hi guys, Sunday hit like never before. Anyway, time to make the update. What's going to happen or what might happen as early as next week. Let's start with the calendar. Nothing extraordinary when it comes to the Monday. Tuesday is a PMI day. That's gonna be very interesting to see, especially the Europe, right? German, French, Spanish, Italian PMIs. That's gonna be very interesting. We have on Tuesday also new home sales from US. Wednesday, that's the RBNZ, so interest rates from New Zealand during the Tokyo session, and then official EEA release during the US hours. So here another quiet day when it comes to the calendar. Thursday, US durable goods orders, weekly jobless claims, and final GDP. So, well, Thursday as usual during the New York hours, it could be very interesting, it could be very busy, and it could be volatile. Friday, personal income, personal spending from US, and of course revised University of Michigan. So that's calendar, and I think what we are going to get may influence the market a bit. Maybe Thursday gonna be a little bit different. What we have to understand, in my opinion, it's what is driving the market right now, and we've seen that towards the end of the week again. It's again all about the coronavirus, COVID-19, right? And especially when we see huge spike when it comes to the Texas and Florida in US, when during his latest election rally, Trump said that they do too many tests, and he asked the staff to lower the numbers of tests, because then when you are doing too many tests, then you're finding many new cases. Of course, later on, White House was trying to, said that it was some kind of the joke from the President Trump. Well, there is always a little bit of the truth inside every joke. That's how I see the things. That's my opinion. So again, COVID-19 as a main driver, especially when it comes to, of course, it's worldwide, right? And we've seen, for example, Brazil, Russia, huge numbers. But when it comes to the market, it's US, and maybe it's sad, but that's what we have to understand. And especially Texas and Florida, that could be the market driven within the next few days. Over the weekend, we've seen the growing cases, so probably I've checked the pre-market quotes. Looks like for now DJ is 200 points lower, nothing extraordinary, less than 1%, but getting closer to the open. It's gonna be interesting to see today's number. And in Europe, Germany is worth to watch, because we've seen huge spike when it comes to the reproduction rate from 106 on Friday to 179 today. And few weeks before, Merkel was trying to explain this in a proper way, and there was a 1.1 as a line in the sun for quite some time. Germans been able to hold the rate below 110. Now 1.79, even with the new cases at the stable lower level. So that's also very important, and it's going to be worth to watch. Of course, preparation to the US election, and the latest from CNBC, 30% of the Americans missed housing payments in June. 30% Americans missed housing payment in June. I'm going to go through the details of that latest CNBC news. You know, always devil is in details. It looks like for me like clickbait, right? Just click in the title and to check what is going on. I'm going to go through. If there is some mismatch, I will let you know, guys. All right, let's have a look what we have when it comes to few charts. All right, guys. So we know everything when it comes to the calendar, when it comes to what might be market driven, what kind of the drivers we will see. Let's start with euro dollar weekly chart. And guys, we have these long upper shadows last 3 weeks, and previously when we seen such a long upper shadows before, right, like here, okay, like here. So then the dollar was doing quite well. Don't forget, guys, as discussed previously, that as long as we are below a post FOMC high, I think that euro dollar bears are gonna be doing quite well. There is worth to mention two things: that we finished below the weekly open, and even more important, we got back below the yearly open red dotted line. Let's switch lower, let's switch to the daily chart here. And again, everything here could looks like the bears are going to make the damage and get back to 110. But as we discussed, there is a one range here, right, which is being tested right now. Okay, let me change the color because the daily chart, so the something close to the green color. All right, and we know that we got back below the yearly open, 2 consecutive daily close below, but the bulls may try to be active around current levels based on 1-to-1 pullback towards this important range from that particular day. We are talking about the March 15th, all right? And then 50% of that zone, that's gonna be something closer to 1150, maybe a little bit lower than 1150. Why this particular one, in my opinion, is so important? Simply because it's the latest local weakness over here. All right, so from here we went as low as 106.50 ish, almost. Okay, so trying to summarize euro dollar, bulls are trying to fight around 1150, probably trying to take into the consideration 1-to-1 pullback and this range from the March 15, 2020. All right. On the other hand, sellers, they are happy because 2 consecutive daily close below yearly open, upper shadows. So any kind of the attempt to rally, probably immediately we are going to see some kind of the supply coming in to the market. So here again, from the higher time frame perspective, from the medium term perspective, chances for a lower level, but currently we are testing levels where some kind of the at least bounce could be in place. How big the bounce could be here? It could be this type of the bounce based on what we previously seen, meaning that we might try to, depends from where we are going to start, we might even retest levels close to 1280. That would be retest of the low and open from the 9th of June, right? So this lower shadow open, and that was the rally towards the high 1410 post FOMC high. So gonna be interesting to watch, especially that we have PMI day this week, right, as well as Thursday US data. So plenty of things to react, as well as this COVID cases. The next one I want to discuss is the cable, and here of course a Bank of England long upper shadows right from huge monster supply based on the weekly chart. That's what we discussed quite a few times. Weekly chart, blue zone, rejection. Now the good thing is, from the seller's perspective, that we got back below 125. So not only below the upper shadows from this double top here, okay, but also below the levels based on the opening close levels when it comes to this break to the upside. Now, in that case, what next? Well, I think that we are going to retest levels close to 2280 probably very quickly, and then it's gonna be all about this possible over under from the weekly chart, because I think that's what has not been tested. We've been very close, but bears didn't manage to close and retest 121.1965, and that's where we are gonna to see a huge fight going on between the bulls and the bears. How does it look like from the daily chart perspective? I think that Friday we've seen attempt to rally. We failed at the Monday low, so that's the levels: Monday low, Monday open, and previous week open. That's gonna be the key supply level. We are talking about the levels close to 24.75, 25.05. Very possible 1-to-1. So quite similar to what we discussed on the euro dollar. So from the levels close to current level, we might see attempt to rally. How big the rally could be? Monday, Tuesday rally of the previous week, that could be retest of the levels we discussed close to 25.05. If we are going to start from the lower levels, it could be somewhere close to 24.75.80. So at that point, exactly what we discussed from the higher time frame perspective. That's how I see the cable here. So guys, that's how it looks when it comes to the dollar, two majors, euro dollar and pound dollar. Towards the end of our meeting, let's have a look what we have on the Nasdaq, because we've seen the reaction towards the end of the day, mostly because of the negative and rising new cases when it comes to COVID cases, when it comes to the Texas and Florida rejection. But from the weekly chart perspective, as discussed previously, bears have to fight strongly. Bulls are good as long as we are above 9,650 at least, right? We were trying to break, didn't manage to do that. So also from the daily chart perspective, we have to get back at least below these levels. So we have to engulf all the price action we've seen previous week. Well, it's gonna be very interesting to see where we are going to be at the very beginning of the week. So I think when I've been checking pre-market possible open, DJ was 200 lower. I think that it's worth to check before you are going to go to the bed, before you are going to wait for the Sunday open to check the cases in Texas and Florida. Here, bulls are dominating. A little bit different story when it comes to the SP500. Nice rejection still. I've been waiting. Might be because of the Friday price action, might not be the way I've been waiting for. It was just few points. I've been waiting for this swing high here, right? So I've been waiting for something like this based on the weekly chart, and we didn't manage. Maybe this week some spike to the upside. Maybe, you know, some case when it comes to the vaccine, it could be the market driven as well. So here, in case you are going to think what eventually to try to trade long side, what to short side, so S&P looks like it might be rather towards the downside, and Nasdaq, as long as we are above a few certain levels we discussed, that could be from the intraday perspective possible long setup going there. Guys, it was my pleasure to make this pre-market open update for you. Don't be trapped, check everything, do your own research, do your homework, and see you around, guys. See you around, take care, thank you very much, and goodbye.